Hi everybody, welcome back. My name is Lynn and I am Pretty Papercrafts 67. Today I am going to make a little postcard holder, postcard keeper wallet type thing. I saw this project on the YouTube channel Kathy's Garden and I just thought it was a really cute idea. When I received my beautiful Be Happy mail from the ladies at Witchcraft Do You Do, there was a packet of these really old postcards included. Some of them have got writing on the back. Yeah, they're just lovely. And look, I believe, I don't speak other languages, so I'm not really sure where they're from, but they certainly aren't Australian. That looks like French writing to me, but it could be something completely different. But they're just really nice postcards. I love some of them have the old stamps on them. I can't quite make out any dates. Oh, here we go, 23rd of the 3rd, 1912. So they really are very beautiful, and I just wanted to do something with them. So I saw this little ephemera keeper, I guess you could call it. I'm using postcards, but you could do anything with it. So it's just a pocket, a base with a pocket in the front, just like that, and then it flips open this way, and then I've got two more postcards. One flips out that way, and then again it's a base with another pocket, and I've just included another postcard in there, but you could put whatever ephemera in there that you liked. Then this one flips that way, and again I've just included another piece of ephemera, another postcard, but you could put any kind of ephemera in there that you wanted to. So it's like and then just the back, I've just left the back plain. So it's kind of like an ephemera holder, postcard keeper, but you can also use the postcards as like little secret journaling spots. So you could put, like, if you'd gone on holiday, you could put a postcard there, and then you could write about what it is that you were doing that day to correspond with your postcards, that kind of thing. And then you can just decorate it however you like. I did a second one here, exactly the same. This one I haven't put any embellishment on as yet, and I have machine stitched around just to give it that kind of grungy textile feel. Oh, if I can flip that one. So yeah, and then I've just included postcards in there in the pockets as well. So really simple project. I've never really played with these sorts of real postcards before. I've never had the opportunity, so I just think they're a lovely idea. So we'll get on and we'll make one more. So what I am using, I'm just using a card blank just as my base piece. So simple as that. I've got my postcards, and I just have to work out, I had to cut a couple of the postcards a bit smaller, and I don't remember which ones they were now. I think we're using those for the flips and those for the insets. I'll pop those away, and these ones I'm going to use as my flips. All right, so all you basically need to do is, if you don't have a card blank, you just cut a piece of cardstock, pardon me, cut a piece of cardstock or some patterned paper, whatever you like. You could, if you're using patterned paper, I would use double thickness. So this card blank measures, it's around about 5 3/4 by about 4 1/8 about. But if whatever style, whatever size postcards you've got is sort of how you would determine the size of your cardstock. This card blank just seems to work perfectly with the size of the postcard. So, all right, so we've got a card blank or a cardstock base, and I've just worked ahead of time, and I've just cut and sewn my 3 pockets. So these ones here, I measured 1.5 inches, and then it was about 4 1/8 inch just for the is that 4 1/8 or 5 3/4? Let me have another look. Oh, sorry, 5 3/4. But again, size would determine on what you prefer. You could have a deeper pocket. And then I've just cut a strip of patterned paper at 1/2 inch. We're going to use that for our hinge. So first of all, we will start off and we will hinge our postcards. So I'm going to use, I can't remember now. I had them, I think that one's for my front, and those two I think I was going to hinge. Yeah, those two I'm going to hinge. So I'll put these to the side over here. And hinging is really, really simple. All you want to do is we're going to be hinging one here that will fold out this way and one at the bottom that will fold out the other way. So you just basically want to take your strip of paper and just sort of measure it to the width, or the height rather, of your postcard. I'm just going to trim that one off there, and the same with this one here. Just like that. And then I'm going to just fold these in half. Oh, that's a little crooked. Doesn't have to be perfect. Fold and then fold that one in half again. It's a little bit out, but it doesn't really matter. All right, so we're going to hinge. I want the pattern, the text on the paper to be visible when the hinge opens. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of ink, and I'm just going to just ink along that fold line. Just along there like that. And the same with this one here. Just so that when it opens, I'll show you what I mean. Where are they? Just so that when it opens, you can see you've got a bit of coffee stain, oh not coffee stain, ink there on the fold. So that's as simple as that. All right, so I'm going to do the hinging first before I lay down the pattern paper, just so that yeah, you don't see a lot of the inside hinge. So what I want to do is hinge that. Now this is where I get tripped up. You want the hinge to open that way. All right, so just a bit of glue down along this side of the hinge. Just like that. And I'm going to take that right up to the edge of my card. About like that. And I'm not very straight there. So this is probably an area here that you would like it to be a little straighter. All right, so we've got one hinge there, and I'm just going to give that a nice tight burnish. And then I'm going to place my other hinge. So I'm going to do it like that. Place my other hinge down along this side of my card base, or your cardstock piece, or your patterned paper, whatever you choose to use as the base of your wallet. And again, I'm just lining that up fairly close to the edge of my card blank. I'm just getting rid of some of this excess glue. All right, so that is like that. Now what we want to do is take our postcards, and we're just going to basically pop them on the hinge. So again, a bit of glue down this side of the hinge, like that. And I'm just going to level that up with the edge of that hinge. just like that, and then like that. So that's one, and then so that one will swing that way, and then this one here we're just going to do the same thing. And we're going to hinge it in the opposite direction. And look at those beautiful stamps. Aren't they gorgeous? All right, so there's our 2 hinged postcards. Simple, quick and easy, just like that. Now I'm going to cut some, I've just got some Kaisercraft scrapbooking paper. And I'm just going to cut off that little branding strip at the bottom. Just like that. Now, I want this side here, and I do like this 34, so I just got to, again, try and remember so I don't muck it up. I want to cut them at 4 1/8 wide strips, so 4 1/8 is around about there. So I'm going to do 1, 2, because I'll get 2 from each strip. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then I want to cut our width, which is around about 5 3/4. I'm just going to cut it just slightly short of 5 3/4. So I'm just going to cut it around about there. We can always come back in and trim it a little further if we need to. 5 3/4 is around about there. So that's 1, 2. And then I'm going to do the same with this one. I want to keep that 34. So around about there. And then one more like that as well. Round about there. All right, so that is the cutting. And I'm just going to bring back in my card base. And then it's really simply just, yeah, putting down some paper, covering all the blank areas. Really, really simple project. All right, so we'll go ahead. What I'm going to do, that's going to be my front cover. So I'm just going to cover the insides, and I'm just going to use that kind of, I think I'll use that one there. Does that fit? Let's see, that one, I think. You want to keep it just to the, just short of your score mark in the middle. You don't want to cover that over because then that will make it hard to close. So I may need to trim those down just a little bit more. I might just take just a hair off the top of this one. Just a little bit, just like that. It's about, oh, I don't even know, 1/2 of an 1/8 of an inch maybe. And I'm going to do the same with this one. Just a touch. And I may as well do it with all, because they're all the same kind of measurements. Just to keep it within the cardstock. All right, we'll see if that works a little better. All right, so what I'm going to do, that I want the 34 as my front cover. So I'm just going to basically just lay those straight down over the top of that hinge. And I'm using the Helmers just because I think it just requires something just a little bit stronger than glue stick. Let's give that a good cover of glue. I will come back in once everything's dry and sew around. So it's not necessary that I get right to the edges. And I'm just going to kind of level that up just like that. And that one flips over like that. And I'm just going to take a second piece and do the same down here. And how is everybody today? Monday morning. We survived another weekend. Oh, we had a really nice weekend. We went for a little drive not far from where I live is here in Queensland is Mount Tamborine. It's just beautiful. Very, very tropical, if you will. Tropical kind of bushland. There's lots of little shops, market stalls, things like that. So we went for a drive up there. It was beautiful, cold, but really nice. And then yesterday we spent the day with my daughter and her son, my little grandson. So it was a really, really lovely weekend. All right, so that's our two insides done. I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to put down my cover on the front. Please excuse me. So yeah, that was nice. And now who knows what this week's going to bring. My husband had a car accident about 2 days before we moved home and completely wrote his car off. So he's been using my car to get to work. So I'm a little bit kind of trapped. I can't get out at this stage and sort of explore my new neighbourhood yet. So alright, so that's our front cover, and then on the back I'm just going to pop this last piece just on the back. Yeah, so I sort of it's been good in the respect that I've been not been able to be distracted by quick running out, and I've gotten everything packed away. Everything now has a home and we're all settled. We've been here now nearly 2 weeks, so yeah, everything's got its place now, so that's great. But I did notice that when we went out with my daughter yesterday, she took me down to what will be my local shopping centre, and they do have a papercrafts. So I do like papercraft paper, so I was very happy about that. All right, so that is everything covered with scrapbooking paper. So again, opens up, we've got our flap that runs that way and flips out that way. Now we'll put some pockets on. So as I said, I went ahead and I just cut my pockets because I wanted to sew. So I've just cut them at 1.5 inch wide, and then the width of whatever base you're using. Now I'm just going to pop some ink on those before I stick them down. Just around that top area, because I can ink the rest of it after I've sewn. Just like that. And then that's simply all we're going to do here is simply put our pockets in place. Just like we have here. So we've got one in the front. And I'm just going to place it down like that, and just a little line of glue around each 3 sides. Although this glue is a little bit impossible sometimes to get a little line of glue. So I'm just going to pop that down on that bottom edge like that. I did cut a little thumb notch out of mine, but that's optional. You don't need to do that at all. You don't need to even sew. Okay, so that is my first pocket. And then I'll flip this one open and I'm going to pop my second pocket inside there, like that. And again, we'll just line that up with that bottom edge of the scrapbooking paper. Just like that. And that one can still close over the top of that. And then we'll do the same with this one here. And just put our third pocket there. Just pop that one there along that, level it up with the bottom of that edge there. And then that one still flips closed as well. And there you have it. Just such a simple little project, but I just think it's a lovely idea. Now we'll see what fits in here. I may have to cut these down a little further yet. Oh no, and that one fits in there. Now what I did with this one here, I just did some hand stamping. So I just used various different styles of stamps, some Tim Holtz, dark rim door, so on and so forth, just to stamp a bit of interest on my back of my patterned paper. So you can do that sort of thing to embellish, or you can just, as I've done in this one here, I just used a printable of mine, one of my printables that had lots of postmarks and things like that on it. So it depends whatever you want to do. I did with this one, I've just taken some dates from a Tim Holtz die cut pack and just placed them here, there onto the pockets. But yeah, I will sort of go back and do some further embellishing. Okay, so that one will fit nicely in there. And my very first one, I'll also do some machine stitching around that postcard, just for interest. And then in this one here, let's see if this one will fit. Yes, that one will fit. And then let's see if this one will fit in here. Here's a little bit big. And that one can fit in there. So there you go. You've got six postcards. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, oh no, 5 postcards. Sorry, can't count. And yeah, just something just a little bit different, a little bit of a flip out, wallety type situation. You can make it anything. It can be any kind of ephemera holder that you would like it to be. And then once all that glue is dry, I am simply going to come along with my machine and I'm just going to sew around that whole perimeter. And just for a little bit of interest, I've just sewn down the edges of those 2 postcards that flip out. But that's me. I just love to sew. So there you go. I hope that was a little bit of inspiration for someone. If you've got some postcards, or if you know, a lot of digital kits now do contain postcards, which I always love working with a postcard, so that you could do it that way and stick the complete project down on a page in your journal. You could keep it that way. You could pop it into a pocket, or it's just it could be a lovely idea to send as a happy mail. So yeah, if you've got some postcards lying around and you'd like to do something with them, give this one a go. As I said, I saw this idea on Kathy's Garden. I will link Kathy's video below. So yeah, you can hop on over and check her out also. I may be a little bit different in what I've done compared to what she's done, so it's just worth a bit of a look. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for joining me this morning, Monday morning. I hope everyone has a wonderful week. I hope to be back throughout the week, but you just never know. Yeah, please stay safe and well, and I'll see you all again soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.